Hello viewers, I'm your host Shivangi Mishra with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show with India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar's Kathmandu visit, which holds significant importance in the context of India-Nepal relations. On his two-day visit to Nepal, S. Jaishankar held a comprehensive and productive meeting with his counterpart NP South and discussed overall bilateral ties including trade and energy deal. A report.
India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar was on a two-day visit to Nepal to co-chair the 7th Nepal-India Joint Commission meeting, which reviewed the overall state of bilateral ties. The meeting was attended by S. Jaishankar and his Nepali counterpart Narayan Prakash Saud. The meeting aimed to boost cooperation in an array of areas including hydropower, connectivity, digital payments and trade. Nepal and India signed a power trade agreement to facilitate Kathmandu exporting 10,000 megawatts of hydroelectricity to India over the next 10 years. The deal is expected to draw investment to the cash-strapped Himalayan nation. Nepal's rivers cascading from the Himalayas have the potential to generate about 42,000 megawatts of electricity, but due to the lack of technical know-how and funds in the country, they produce less than 3,000 megawatts now. India, which has a short-term electricity trading deal with Nepal, is investing billions of dollars in infrastructure including hydropower plants. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Nepali counterpart Pushpa Kamal Dahal agreed the long-standing power trade deal agreement last year, which would be key to attracting investment in Nepal's hydroelectric sector. Indian companies are at various stages of negotiating with the Nepalese government to construct power plants that could produce a total of 8,250 megawatt, attracting billions of dollars.
In recent years, we have witnessed the real transformation of the India-Nepal relationship, with significant strides made in a variety of areas. This partnership has expanded multifold, and connectivity, be it physical, digital or energy related, has become a cornerstone of this expanding collaboration. And this has further strengthened the people-to-people linkages between our two countries. During my visit this time, we have signed some really important agreements, both in the areas of power sector cooperation as well as project implementation. And I am very confident that these will positively impact the lives of the ordinary person in Nepal.
India-Nepal jointly inaugurated 3 cross-border transmission lines. An agreement for the implementation of high-impact community development projects was also signed between India and Nepal. Moreover, Jaishankar announced to extend a financial package of $75 million for the reconstruction of infrastructure in Nepal's western district affected by earthquake last year. He jointly inaugurated with his Nepali counterpart NP South the Tribhuvan University Central Library and other reconstruction projects undertaken in Kathmandu after the 2015 earthquake in Nepal.
I stand before you today with a sense of satisfaction, even pride, as we gather here to celebrate the inauguration of this newly constructed Central Library of the prestigious Tribhuvan University, as well as 25 schools, 32 health projects and a cultural heritage sector project which were undertaken as part of our collaborative effort to support the people of Nepal in the aftermath of the devastating earthquake of 2015.
Recently, the second edition of India-Nepal Economic Partnership Summit 2023 was organized in Nepal's Birganj. The summit played a pivotal role in creating a platform through joint action for deeper economic engagement between India and Nepal, with focus on remittances, imports, exports, and balance of payment challenges in Nepal. As close neighbors, India and Nepal share unique ties of friendship and cooperation characterized by an open border and deep-rooted people-to-people context of kinship and culture. There has been a long tradition of free movement of people across the border. The India-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1950 forms the bedrock of the special relations that exist between India and Nepal. Nepalese citizens avail facilities and opportunities on par with Indian citizens in accordance with the provisions of the treaty. Millions of Nepalese citizens live and work in India. Many geopolitics experts opine that India-Nepal power pacts may upset China. China, which has made significant inroads into Nepal through its Belt and Road Initiative, is eyeing the latter's hydropower sector.
Let's now move to Bangladesh, where the main opposition party, Bangladesh Nationalist Party, staged a months-long protest campaign demanding the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's resignation. They claim that they did not feel that the elections would be free and fair. Several opposition parties have boycotted the election, and hence Hasina has an easy route to become Prime Minister again. However, political analysts believe that Hasina might soon face challenges to her authorities from other directions. Take a look. Bangladesh will hold national elections on January 7. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is seeking a fifth term, the fourth time in a row, while the country's main opposition party, Bangladesh Nationalist Party, has boycotted the election, demanding an interim caretaker government. Sheikh Hasina, however, refused to cede power to a caretaker government to run the poll. BNP leaders are claiming that they do not feel that the elections will be free and fair. Moreover, they are saying that millions of the party members are facing a government crackdown, even though none of them are running in the general election.
Almost 300 fictitious cases. They're totally false and they're totally concocted cases that has been filed against our party workers and leaders, and 25,000 of our party leaders and workers, starting from our Secretary General down to the grassroots level, have been taken into custody.
Tens of thousands of supporters of Bangladesh's main opposition party took to the streets of the capital on December 16th, defying fears of being arrested ahead of country's national election. Protesters set a train on fire on December 19 that killed 4 people, including a mother and child. Hasina and her Awami League have repeatedly condemned the BNP as troublemakers out to ruin the elections. On the other hand, Hasina's critics are saying that the election has turned into a one-woman show.
আশা করি রাজনৈতিক সব দলেরই উচিত ভোটে নির্বাচনে অংশগ্রহণ করা, তাহলে নির্বাচন সুষ্ঠু হবে। না হলে এক দল বা দুই দল নির্বাচনে অংশগ্রহণ করলে সেটা সুষ্ঠু নাও হতে পারে, অনেকে মনে করতে পারে। তাই সব দলই উচিত যে নির্বাচন করার জন্য।
The BNP contested the last election but kept out of the fray in 2014. Sheikh Hasina has served 4 terms as Bangladesh's Prime Minister, 3 of them consecutively since 2009. In her past 15 years in power, Sheikh Hasina has been credited with turning around the economy and the massive garments industry. However, since the Russia-Ukraine war boosted, the economy has slowed down sharply. On the streets, voters say they want a fair poll, but more importantly, they want economic stability.
এই দ্রব্যমূল্যটা যদি সীমিত রাখে তাহলে সারা জীবন এই সরকার থাকুক, আমাদের কোনো আপত্তি নেই। আর এই সরকার যা উন্নত করছে বাংলাদেশে, কোনো সরকার করব এটা আমার জানা না যে করতে পারবো।
Seemingly, Sheikh Hasina has an easy route to become Prime Minister again. However, she might soon face challenges to her authority from other directions. A $4.7 billion loan from the International Monetary Fund has already been requested by Dhaka in order to prevent a balance of payments crisis. In order to support economic growth, the government will probably need to implement some strict policies following the elections. Time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
地方というのはですね、寒流と暖流がちょうどミートする場所で非常に魚種もたくさんありますし、そして山から来るミネラル分が海に流れ込んで、養殖も非常に盛んでございます。海外からバイヤーの方をお呼びして漁場を見てもらい、市場も見てもらって、魚を味わって、ぜひ、ご自分の国に持ち帰っていただくというふうなことで今回企画をいたしました。
Aomori provides big brand Oma Tuna. It is paid attention worldwide.
This is now too fresh to evaluate it because it's very, very fresh. It goes to some to Japanese restaurants, some to high-end French, Italian restaurants.
Big freezing warehouse having minus 45 degrees centigrade is introduced by the selling company. This cold chain is very important to keep freshness and convince foreign buyers. Fukushima suffered earthquake and nuclear power plant accident in 2011. But its creek provides good aquaculture of seaweeds. Calm environment provides fresh nori seaweeds, and global warming has moved forward the seaweed harvest season from spring to early winter. Seaweed company introduces their products to buyers. Important advice of overseas buyers stimulates sellers' mind and provokes research and development of global suitable marine products.
By tablet device of sellers. Buyers visited Marine Product Company and were introduced its facility. Buyers tasted marine products of Iwate, oysters, scallop, abalone and octopus. Every product attracted them. The port of Ishinomaki was damaged by tsunami in March 2011. It was recovered.
特にそのホタテの部分に関しては大きいサイズも含めて、買いたいものがたくさんありますので、商談会とかでもメールのやり取りも含めて今進めている段階です。水温の変化で取れる業種も変わってきているというところがありますので、まだ知られてないような情報とかを収集をして、さらに輸出の幅を広げていけたらいいかなと思っています。
Top commander Qasim Soleimani, who was killed in 2020 by a US drone strike. Tehran had earlier blamed the blast on terrorists and vowed revenge for the bloodiest attacks in Iran since the 1979 revolution. Islamic State has claimed responsibility for other attacks in Iran in the past, including an attack on a shrine in 2022 which killed 15 people. Islamic State has claimed responsibility for other attacks in Iran in the past, including an attack on a shrine in 2022 which killed 15 people and twin bombings in 2017 targeting the country's parliament and tomb of the Islamic Republic's founder. Authorities called for mass protest on January 5.
Moving on. In the capital city of Pakistan, a large number of Baloch families are participating in the sit-in protest for the safe recovery of missing persons. The majority of participants are elderly people, women and children, all of whom are relatives of victims of enforced disappearances. Dr. Maharang Baloch, who is leading the protest against extrajudicial killings, is facing both physical and mental torment by Pakistani security forces. However, the ongoing Baloch protests are posing a significant challenge to those who are sitting in power. A report.
In a powerful tribute to the unwavering spirit of Dr. Maharang Baloch, artists have created a stunning sand art sketch of the fearless activist on the coast of Gwadar in Balochistan. Dr. Maharang Baloch has been at the forefront of the Baloch missing persons families' long march to Islamabad. While leading the protest against extrajudicial killings, Maharang is facing both physical and mental torment by Pakistani security forces and establishment. Still, a large number of Baloch families are participating in the sit-in protest for the safe recovery of missing persons in Islamabad. The majority of participants are elderly people, women and children, all of whom are relatives of victims of enforced disappearance. Pakistani authorities are threatening victims' families in Balochistan to avoid joining the protesters. In Balochistan, people are coming out in large number in support of the protest in Islamabad.
Rude behavior, their mistreatment with the Baloch protesters and especially with the Baloch issue. We demand a fact-finding mission of UN to come and investigate the gross human rights violations in Balochistan. As you know, the CTD and the state-backed death squads are involved in killing of innocent women, children and Baloch persons. So we want abolishment of all of those forces who have been involved in Baloch genocide. And also the innocent Balach who has been killed extrajudicially, those culprits must be punished according to the law. And also those families who are part of this long march, their loved one must be released immediately.
This elderly man claims that his young son has been forcibly disappeared by Frontier Corps personnel, and he wants information whether his son is dead or alive. A girl named Mariam starts weeping when she is asked about her father who has been abducted. There are several others like the elderly man and Mariam who are continuously struggling for their basic rights and existence. But their demands are falling on deaf ears. Pakistan's caretaker Prime Minister Anwarul Haq Kakar recently claimed that people who are protesting in Islamabad are the relatives of those fighting against the state. He said that Baloch protesters are supporting armed rebellion with foreign help. Kakar's words have riled the protesters further. On January 3, a complete shutterdown strike was observed in multiple areas of Pakistan in support of Baloch protests.
We reject any kind of committee and commission. Those committees are made to settle the situation, to aid in the Baloch genocide. And the last of our demand is the Interior Ministry should accept that all of those persons was killed by CTD were extrajudicially killed. They were forcibly disappeared persons, and they should admit that their forces was behind the Baloch genocide.
The march between Balochistan's Turbat and capital city Islamabad embodied people's suffering and hopelessness, resilience and frailty, history and future. At this critical juncture, the future of Balochistan is difficult to predict and depends on a variety of factors. But currently, Baloch protests are undoubtedly posing a significant challenge to Islamabad.
Let's now move to Nepal's Lalitpur city, where a captivating classical one-leg dancer, Sita Subedi, continues her journey in the world of dance. Sita Subedi faced numerous obstacles, but her love for dance propelled her to overcome every hurdle on her path. Her journey is an embodiment of resilience, breaking barriers in the world of dance and inspiring countless others to follow their dreams, no matter the obstacles. Take a look. Despite having to have her leg amputated due to cancer, Sita Subedi was adamant about pursuing a career in dance. Nevertheless, she persisted in her passion and eventually found success as a dance instructor. She lost her left leg due to cancer before entering adolescence at the age of 12. Growing up in a rural settlement of Chitwan district, Sita Subedi felt it was end of her passion for dance when one of her leg was amputated. She faced abuses, discrimination and disregard by the fellow classmates and the neighbors who feared transmission of cancer from Subedi and remained far from her. It was dance that filled the void and her alienation.
म चाहिँ अब भनौँ न बच्चैदेखि नृत्यमा चाहिँ एकदम धेरै मनपर्ने मलाई म चाहिँ त्यसमा लागौँ अथवा भनौँ न त्यसलाई चाहिँ रमाइलोको रूपमा मात्रै नभएर एउटा अध्ययनको पेसाको रूपमा पनि यसलाई चाहिँ अगाडि बढाउँ भन्ने बच्चैदेखि नै डान्स गर्ने हो भनेर भन्ने भन्दा रमाउने हो भन्ने भन्दा पनि डान्स चाहिँ पढ्ने हो भन्ने चाहिँ एउटा एक किसिमको चेत चाहिँ भइसकेको थियो हैन अनि त्यो भएर पनि हो डान्स पढ्न थालेको चाहिँ मैले.
It brought a whirlwind into her life. She then could not dance nor live a normal life. It took quite a long time for her to expand her wings and take the flight to the horizon of dance. Notably, Sita was amongst the 18 students who have managed to pass the SLC exam from her Janki Higher Secondary School in Megholi, Chitwan. Soon after passing SLC, she got admission at a local dance and music school in Bharatpur but had to face questions over her physical status. The instructors then had questioned her ability to dance in one leg, comparing her with other fellow trainees. The Dance and Music Institute asked her to stop coming for classes within a month of her formal joining. It was not the first time that her dream was shattered. Right before the whirlwind at the age of 12, her dancing passion wasn't liked by her family either. Born in a high-caste Brahmin family, the endogamous society objected to her inclination towards dance.
म चाहिँ एसएलसी दिइसके पछाडि चाहिँ म अब आफैलाई खोज्न थालेँ कि त्यति बेला चाहिँ बल्ल मैले अब आमा बुवाको सुन्नु परेन मैले आफूले चाहे जस्तै गर्न पाउने अवस्थाको चाहिँ सिर्जना भयो त्यसैको लागि पनि म घरबाट नजिकै भएको स्कुलमै कलेज भएको पढ्नुपर्ने ठाउँमा त्यो छोडेर चाहिँ म भरतपुर आएर वीरेन्द्र क्याम्पसमा चाहिँ भर्ना भएँ अनि त्यहाँ भर्ना भएर पढाइ पनि गर्दै पढाइ त बुवा आमाको इच्छा हो मेरो इच्छा भन्दा पनि पढ्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ पहिल्यैदेखि नै थियो अनि त्यो पढाइ सँगसँगै नृत्यलाई म्युजिकलाई पनि लिएर जान पाए कस्तो हुन्थ्यो भन्ने चाहिँ थियो के मलाई अनि खोज्दै हिँड्ने म चाहिँ त्यस्तो ठाउँ कहाँ हुन्छ हैन त्यो पढाइ कहाँ हुन्छ भनेर खोज्दै हिँड्ने के त्यति बेलादेखि नै.
After years of devotion and passion, Subedi in the year 2018 became the gold medalist in dance subject. Despite going through lows, Subedi's perseverance paid off as she stood tall in the society as an accomplished dancer, that too in Kathak dance.
एजुकेसनको हिसाबले एउटा अनुशासित विद्यार्थी पनि हुनुहुन्छ एजुकेसनको हिसाबले उहाँ अध्ययनपनमा पनि अगाडि बढ्नुहुन्छ बढ्नु भएको छ र उहाँको बडी ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा अलिकति केही कुराहरू थियो पछि अलिकति गर्दै जाँदाखेरि अहिले उहाँ धेरै अगाडि बढ्नु भएको छ उहाँलाई एक शब्द भनेपछि उहाँले बुझ्नुहुन्छ त्यो मलाई चाहिँ सबभन्दा सहिलो विषय चाहिँ उहाँलाई सिकाउँदाखेरिको सहिलो विषय भनेको चाहिँ उहाँलाई इन्करेज गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ भन्दाखेरि उहाँले एक शब्द भन्ने बित्तिकै मेरो शब्द मैले यो गर्नुपर्छ भनेर कथाको वस्तुअनुसार सारांश गर्न थालेपछि उहाँले यो गर्दा हुन्छ त सर भनेर चाहिँ एक आपसमा हामीले चाहिँ सिकाउन र मोटिभेट गर्न र उहाँलाई चाहिँ अगाडि बढ्न चाहिँ मलाई एकदम सहिलो लाग्छ.
On top of that, her unwavering passion for dance also has made her an acclaimed dance instructor, now teaching Kathak to half a dozen students at studio. Subedi's story reminds many of a Bollywood biographical movie, Nache Mayuri, made in 1986, starring Sudha Chandran.
Sita Subedi lost her leg, but it didn't stop her from standing tall. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Goodbye and take care.